Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since the mid-70s, 1975. It's Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. 256-245-4361. That's 256-245-4361. That's Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. The North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg presents a look at obituaries this morning at 9 minutes before the hour. Michael Stephen Davis, age 55, died August 15th. And the family will receive friends today, 6 until 8 o'clock at Talladega Funeral Home Chapel. And Saturday, there will be a graveside service at Midway Memory Gardens at 1 o'clock with the Reverend Kevin Jones officiating. Talladega Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements. Funeral service for Jacqueline Street Lee, age 69, is 1 o'clock August 20th at Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary. Visitation is today 1 until 7 at the funeral home. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary directing. Funeral service for graveside service for Larry McGee of Sylacauga will be Saturday at 11 a.m. from Sylacauga Cemetery. Visitation is today 1 until 7 at the funeral home. Family hour 5 until 6. Community Funeral Home Sylacauga directing. Reginald Peanut Dates. Funeral service is Saturday as well. Graveside service at Tallahatchie Church Cemetery of Childersburg at 1 o'clock. Visitation today 1 until 7 at the funeral home. Community Funeral Home directing. And graveside service for Millard Martin will be Saturday as well from Lily Roden Enon Cemetery in Childersburg at 2 o'clock. Community Funeral Home directing. Visitation for Hannah Helgeth, age 37 of Sylacauga, will be Saturday from 3 to 4:30 at Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga, with the funeral service beginning at 4:30. Burial in the Memorial Park South in Flower Branch, Georgia. Radley Smith Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Shirley Phillips Reese. That service will be 1 o'clock today at Wright's Funeral Home Chapel in Alexander City, with burial in the New Life Memorial Gardens. Wright's Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Jean Maxwell, age 87 of Childersburg, is Saturday at 11 a.m. from First United Methodist Church in Childersburg. The Reverend Michael Holland officiating. Burial in the Green Hill Cemetery of Childersburg. Mrs. Maxwell died August 16th at her residence. Visitation prior to the service 10 until 11 o'clock at the church. Radley Smith Funeral Home directing. Memorial service for Ms. Elizabeth Nicole Cox Chandler, age 44 of Sylacauga, will be Saturday, August 27th, 2 o'clock at Daviston Baptist Church in Daviston, Alabama, with the Reverend Shane Dye officiating. The family will receive friends and loved ones at 1 o'clock. Ms. Chandler died Monday in Las Vegas, Nevada. She attended B.B. Comer School, and the parents were Jerry and Pam Cox. I've known the Cox family a long, long time, and I knew Elizabeth when she was a little girl, and saddened at her passing. But that memorial service will be Saturday, August the 27th, 2 o'clock at Daviston Baptist Church in Daviston, Alabama. Homegoing celebration remembering the life of Mr. Dwight Dutyman Harmon, age 60 of Talladega, is Saturday at 1 o'clock from S.M. Goodson Funeral Home Chapel, with Pastor Eric Richardson officiating. Interment in the New Maryland Baptist Church Cemetery. Public viewing today, 3 till 7 at the funeral home. S.M. Goodson Funeral Home, Crematory, Talladega directing. And homegoing celebration remembering the life of Mr. John Douglas McKenzie, age 73 of Talladega, will be Saturday at 3 o'clock from S.M. Goodson Funeral Home Chapel, with Pastor Eric Richardson officiating. Interment in the Talladega Memorial Gardens. Visitation today, 3 till 7 at the funeral home. S.M. Goodson Funeral Home directing. Bonnie Thomas Quillen, age 90 of Piedmont, died Wednesday. Final funeral ceremony will be in her honor at 3 o'clock on Sunday at Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega, with Van Lockridge officiating. The family will receive friends at the funeral home 1 hour prior to the service. Interment to follow in Pine Hill Memorial Park. Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega directing. And homegoing celebration remembering the life of Mrs. Ethel Mary Lee Strong Jones, age 97, of Talladega, will be Saturday at 11 o'clock from Antioch Missionary Baptist Church with the Reverend Dr. Matthew Leonard officiating. Interment in the church cemetery. Public viewing for Ms. Jones is today, 3 till 7 at the funeral home. S.M. Goodson Funeral Home and Crematory directing. This obituary report this morning brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga Children's.